Hi, hello. I did my first headlining show outside of California, and it was in Boston, and it was crazy. So let's jump on in. Let's jump in. Fuck. So a couple of months ago, as my following started to grow, I decided to reach out to a few comedy clubs to see if they would let me headline. Because in my mind, I'm like, I could probably get some people out now. Because that's all comedy clubs care about. They just want you to get people. They want to make money, which means get people to the shows. So that's all they really care about. And as long as you're like funny enough, hit up a few clubs. And by the clubs that I hit up, they're more like, B and C clubs. What that means essentially is like a lower tier comedy clubs. Like an A comedy club would be, let's say, the Tempe Improv, right? In Arizona. In Boston, it would be Laugh Boston. Other places, let's say Chicago would be Zanies. Nashville would be Zanies. Clubs like that. I think you can kind of get the gist. So those are A clubs. I'm definitely not at that level yet. Well, I feel like I may be getting there to do a one-night show there. But either way, I decided to hit up a few clubs, and one of them was a club in Boston called Hideout, and they were the only club that really got back to me and was like, "Yeah, we would, do an off night, do a Thursday night show," and I was like, "Cool, great." So locked it in. It was in June, so I knew it was gonna be nice out. So I was like, "This is gonna be great, man. Never been to Boston before," and I was getting a door deal, which is what that means. A lot of people in outside of comedy don't really understand, how you get paid for headlining shows. Sometimes you get like a guaranteed sum of money. You get like, here's, let's say $1,500 to headline this show, or a weekend you get $2,000 or whatever. A door deal is ideal. Ideal deal or no deal. I'm Howie Mandel. What it means essentially is you get a portion of the ticket sales. So the deal I got, which honestly I wouldn't really say this anywhere publicly, but I feel like this is the format for this. But I got an 80-20 door deal, which means I keep 80% of the ticket sales, the club keeps 20, and it's a pretty good deal. That's like known as like to be a pretty good deal. The like a bad deal would be like 50-50, or even 60-40 isn't great. The big comics typically get like a crazy door deal. Could be like 90% or something, and they just make bags, basically. And so I was very happy with the deal. And what's cool is it really incentivizes you to promote. Because like the shows in San Diego, for example, that I do, I headline those ones at the Madhouse Comedy Club. There's no door deal there. It's just like a flat rate that what I get. So in a way, it's not exactly incentivizing me to promote, because whether I get 5 people to come out or 300 people to come out, I get paid the same. So for Boston, this is my first door deal. So I was actually really looking forward to promoting it. And if you follow me on Instagram, I promoted it all the time because ticket sales mattered. So it was all good and well. I was very excited for it. I was like, all right, we're doing this shit. Then I looked at I booked my flight, and it was so much. This is going to sound hacky. I sound like I'm doing airline material, but holy shit, have you seen flight prices lately? It's a disaster. It's like, I think my flight was maybe, I don't know, $700 round trip nonstop from LA to Boston. I mean, it was like gnarly. And what sucks is that it even if I kill it with the door deal, I'm not going to make that much money then. Tickets are $10. The club seats $120. So, you do the math there. Let's say I sell the fucking thing out. What is that? That's, $1,200. 80% of that is, I don't know, math, maybe $1,000, which is great. But, for selling out a club, I'm making like $300 or whatever. So it was kind of a bummer. I didn't exactly regret doing it because of the price, but I definitely was like, shit, I didn't realize how expensive the flight was going to be. But either way, I was like, I'm going. So people better come out or else I'm losing money on the trip. So, leading up to it, the big question was like, this is the first test to see if I can actually sell tickets. Because I really don't know. The only real headlining shows I've done have been in San Diego, and I think I've been promoting shows there for so many years that I don't think people really care that much yet until my following really blows up. So this one was like, again, first headlining show outside of California. Like, here we go. It was like a kind of a big deal. And I really had no idea how many tickets I could sell. I was like, 30? 40? I don't even, 50 would be amazing. I don't even, like, I have no concept. And I did a check-in with the club, I think a week and a half out. And it was the week before. And there were like 60 tickets sold. So when I heard that, I was like, whoa. And this is a week before the show. And I really was like, holy shit. Bro, that's a lot of people on a Thursday. And to make things more complicated, this was when the NBA Finals were going on. Celtics versus Warriors. Celtics, as in the Boston Celtics. And of course, Game 6 was on the night of my show. So I was watching the playoffs basically being like, hey, I grew up a Warriors fan, but if Boston's up right now, I need them to win in 6 games, right? So it'll affect my show. Because in my mind, if the show is on the night of the Celtics game, what Boston people love their sports teams. Who's coming out to see your boy? No one. There's gonna be a bunch of dorks coming out to see me. And but what was luckily, and I can't believe I didn't even have this idea. The show was scheduled to be at 8:00. The game starts at 9. They emailed me a couple days before and were like, "Hey, so there's gonna be a basketball game going on." I'm like, "No shit, I know. Been panicking about it. I feel like I'm Adam Sandler in Uncut Gems watching these fucking finals. It's so high stakes for me." They were like, "Hey, we should move the show up an hour because the bar is going to be crazy for the game." So that means the proposed idea was start the show at 7, games at 9. And I'm like, perfect, because the show is typically 90 minutes. It'll be over by 8:30 and the game's at 9. I'm like, perfect. I promoted it with that knowledge. Like on Instagram, I was like, hey, the show's now at 7. The game's on at 9. Now you have no excuse not to come out, right? So, okay, so now we're approaching it. I know that there's at least 60 tickets sold, which is, I'm like, if 60 is the most, I'm like, that's so good. People I told a week out that I sold 60 tickets, other comics were like, that's great, dude. That's awesome. So I'm pumped already. I chose to take, so the show was on a Thursday, and I had an option to fly in Wednesday, really anytime, so I can wake up and just be there. But what's complicated is that I'm still hosting Brendan Schaub's shows every other week at the Improv, and they're on Wednesdays. And I never 100% know what the dates are going to be. It's usually every other week, but sometimes we just take like 3 weeks off out of nowhere. So like I don't know super far in advance what the schedule is going to be. It's not consistent. So in my mind, I kind of like, I want to keep my Wednesdays free in case I have to do this show, because these are big lineups, pays well. It's like, I want to be around for it, which means I decided to take a red eye to Boston. I left at like 11:30 p.m. and then I would land at like 8 a.m. Yeah. And to be honest, I like doing the red eye to the East Coast because, I get there and it's 4 a.m., 4 or 5 a.m. West Coast time. And so I'm not like, and then I just go straight to bed, because in my, like, I stay up pretty late anyways as a comic. I stay up until, let's say, 2 on an average night. Going to sleep around 4 or 5 is not insane. So I'm not like, and also I can't sleep on planes, by the way. So that's not, just sleep on the way there. Not happening. I can't. Okay. Yeah. Sleep like this. Yeah. That's easy. No problem. Sleep like this. It's like, no, I'm not one of those people. And I'm not going to take a Xanax because I'm not a divorced mom who gets nervous on flights. So I got in. I stayed with one of my best buddies from high school. Actually, he lives in Boston, and I've known this dude since kindergarten. Actually, we were like lifelong friends. And so I got to hang out with him and stay with him, and that was like a treat in itself. And so he picked me up, and I ended up crashing and go to sleep by probably 10 a.m. Boston time. So at that point, I'm fucking tired. And I had to wake up at 2:00 Boston time for a meeting. So I slept for, what is that? 4 or 5 hours? 4 hours? Yeah, I wake up and I'm pretty like jazzed up because of the show. But man, hindsight, not a great idea. Flying in morning of, getting like barely any sleep on a big show. I don't think I would do that again. You know, I think I should make sure to prioritize myself and you know, skip out on that, you know, one improv show if I need to you know, take care of myself and do a good job on my show because those are my fans. So anyways, wake up, I text one of the women who runs the club, and I'm like, hey, just checking in about tonight. And they said they have 72 tickets sold. And I was like, that's awesome. That's so crazy. 72 people are coming to see me. Can't believe it. And I'm so happy the game got pushed up. It was like everything's lining up, right? And club booked 2 local openers. They were very funny. I believe Rob and Katie were their names. Very funny. They did a great job. And I get there, and I get there pretty early to scope out, you know, the club and everything. It's an interestingly sat club. It's you know, there's like a little front row section, and then people off to the sides, and it's interesting. So when I get there, she says that 90 tickets were sold. Bro, 90. Club seats 120. It's a Thursday at 7:00. The Celtics game are playing. Hey, what does that mean? I don't know. 90. I was so pumped about it. And so yeah, it was one of the most surreal things was like sitting downstairs of the bar, because the club is upstairs of this bar, like in a separate room or whatever. Dudes, sitting there and watching people come into the bar and like ask a question and then go upstairs, it was so cool to be like, those are like fans of, I mean, not fans, those are fans of mine, that they're walking up to see me, like they're here to see me. It was really crazy sitting there like watching, and wasn't really nervous at all. I mean, I knew my set. I mean, obviously people come to see you, and it's a little less, well, I don't know if it's more pressure or less pressure. In a way, when you open for someone, there's no pressure because people are like, who's this guy? And you get to like surprise them. But if people know who you are, there is a little bit of pressure to like, you better do well. They may laugh a little bit more because they already know your sensibilities and like you, but you still got to do well. So it was cool, man. The club was packed. Walking around there was like just really surreal to see all these people come out. And, you know, I go on stage and, you know, it's a significant reaction to hearing my name get called. So that felt really good. Yeah, and then I just got right into it.
Is that, you got a purse up front? That's what's up. I like that shit. You got treats in there? What's in there? I kind of do want to see it. Yeah, what do you got in there? Boy, real fucking ADD. Earphones. Your whole life? Passport. Yeah. Or are you on the run? Like, what's happening right now? I have my whole life in here. Headphones. Passport. That's your whole life? Alright, man. You're just running through different borders, just fucking playing Metallica and shit. This is all I need. I have purse, headphones, and passport. You're cool, man. I like your energy. What's your name? Joris? Yeah, sounds about right. I was expecting something cool like that. Joris, on the run. You do a job right now, Joris? You have a job, what do you do? Foreign. Oh, so you live with the people, take care of the kids, and you get to hang out for free. Good. And do they know you're on the run from France, or do they not know? Is that like in your description? You just burst in the door for your interview. Yes, I am great with kids. It's not a problem for me. Yes. What age? It's all the ages. I don't care. Do you have? I need to charge my headphones. I need this. Something I carry. What else is in that little purse? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way that was it. It's like the medication. Yeah. I'm not gonna grill you about that. We all want to know, but I don't really want to ask, to be honest. How was the relationship here? You guys friends? Girlfriend, nice. That's what's up. How long has it been? 10 years. Sure. She's like, I know. Yeah, it's been 10 years. It's flown by.
It was very interesting. Couple observations. No one sat in the very front row. And I even said on stage something to the effect of like, damn, I shouldn't do this much crowd work because now people are scared to sit in the front row.
Good. No one sat in the front row? That's great. That's what makes me feel good. Shouldn't do too much crowd work. People are like, fuck that, bro. I'm sitting back. I'm sitting way far back. I'm not seeing my clips on fucking TikTok.
So, I started kind of doing the set, and what I found very quickly is that people wanted, like, crowd work shit. I was doing some jokes, and I opened pretty strong with a few jokes that are tried and true, and they didn't, like, work that well. Like, they were fine. And it was a little confusing. And I kind of pivoted into crowd work, and then it was like, whoa, such a difference in laughter. And I was like, okay. And then I went back to material. All right, let me go in the crowd. It was like, shit. There was even a few times where I've posted a few actual jokes online, written jokes that are in my act now. I don't put a lot of them up, but I put little snippets up. And I swear those jokes got like not a great response. And I'm wondering if it's because people saw them already online. But I don't have any proof to that, because the chances of that happening, it's like so like they would have to see the joke, remember the joke, like specifically remember in that moment. It was just like, I don't know if that's the case, but it was interesting. It didn't like there were moments where I wasn't like killing. You would think you perform for 90 of your own fans that you're just killing with everything. It was not the case. They were like you had to work to get their laughs. It was not like an easy show for me, which is interesting. Oh, it was also really cool. I at one point during my set, kind of early on, I was talking about kind of what it's like to be a comedian or something. I have this kind of joke about this really bad show that I did one time, and I kind of asked the audience. I was like, "Yo, who came to see me?" And the reaction, man, warmed my heart.
This is so fun, man. Sometimes you do stand up and it's like not fun, but this is fun. When you're coming up, man, because I'm not like famous or anything. Like you guys, like I think a lot. Like make some noise if you know who I am. That's awesome.
People were like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Wow, that's crazy." I didn't say that. I was like, "Yeah, cool, of course," but in my mind, I was like, "Whoa." So I finished the show. I did a 50-minute set, which is the most I've done actually at that point. 50 minutes. It was cool, man. It was like, damn, I did 50. Shit, that's awesome. And there's one bit that I did though that I'm not going to show footage of it, but it kind of bombed a little bit. And it was so funny because like the beginning of the joke is where the big laugh is, and I didn't get that big laugh. And I'm like in the middle of an act out, and I'm like, uh-oh, I got to just finish this joke now. That sucked. Again, they were like giving it up hard. Like I had a few little lulls. Like it was a very interesting experience. And hindsight, I'm like, oh, maybe if I had gotten more sleep, I would have been better. I mean, who knows? I think I did a good job regardless. And but it's interesting to kind of. I'm so new at headlining these long sets, so I'm like still figuring out the best way for me to do it, because it's like a hard thing to be up there for so long. I'm so used to doing these 20-minute sets or whatever. So I feel like I'm now in a different mode where now I have to start doing these reps of long sets so I can really kind of find my footing. So overall, it went great, but I think I definitely could have done better. And the really the surreal part of the whole thing was the fact that there was like a meet and greet line. That was super surreal. Bro, like 30, 40 people lined up to like take pictures and talk to me and meet me. That was absolutely the most surreal, amazing part of the whole thing. And everyone was so complimentary. Everyone was like, that was so great, blah, 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 which is all that matters, is how the time they had. But man, it was very surreal because I'm, as a fan of comedy, as I've been an opener a lot of the time, and I've watched other people kind of be the guy or the girl, right? Be like the main person. And have all the meet and greets, have the people, oh my God, take pictures of them. And I'm kind of always off to the side as like the support. Dude, being like the guy was unbelievable. And it's very surreal. People coming up to me and like taking pictures of the people and just chatting with fans. And there people are like, oh my God, this one couple was like, oh my God, we lay in bed at night and watch all your TikTok videos and we laugh so hard. And it was like, it felt like a dream. It really did, because that's like what you work so hard for, is to have not only fans, but fans that come out to see you and then you talk to them after you take pictures. And it was, I mean, dude, I still am like, that's crazy that happened. Granted, there's gonna be more to come, so I'm sure I'll get used to it. But for the first time, it was like incredibly surreal, and everyone was so nice and so cool, and just like everyone's Instagram posts after were so nice. People are like, he killed, he slayed. And I was like, all right, I guess I did. I don't fucking know. So it was just really, really special to just have that moment with everyone and have that experience. So, that's basically all I got. What was so great about the experience is now that I know that I can do it. I know I can work as a comic and have a fan base who will come out and see me, which that is an unbelievable feeling. It feels like a warm blanket, because that's the goal, but you don't know if you can achieve that. So you can have a big online following, but that doesn't automatically mean you can sell tickets. So the fact that I did it on a Thursday with 90 tickets, I mean, I was talking to my buddy and he was saying how he's like, dude, there's comics who've been on, the Tonight Show and Conan and, done all this stuff, and they can't sell 90 tickets on a Thursday. So that even gives me more inspiration to like take a breath and relax and keep working on my craft and put out the clips, because what I have now is working. So now it should only grow from here. That's the plan. So I'm like chilling right now, in a way of like my anxiety is chilling. I'm so relaxed with myself and my career. I'm like just so happy with where I'm at. It's I don't know. I'm just excited for the future and very confident about what I can do. So yeah, man. If anyone's watching here, who's at the Boston shows, thank you times a million for coming. It was so special, man. I'll never forget that show. And yeah. So I guess more shows to come. I don't have any headlining shows on the books right now. But again, they will happen. It's just a matter of when. And drop comments below of what cities you want me to come to. Again, it's not really my choice as much yet. I can't just be like, I'll go there. It takes a little finessing. So, but I would love to hear from you guys of where you want me to go next. Yeah, man, appreciate you watching this. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you out on the road soon. Again, drop some comments, say what's up. Oh, the next vlog, actually, I'll tease it right now. I'm doing a corporate show next week. So another first for your boy. So yeah, dude, that'll be the next vlog. So that's gonna be a real interesting one. I'll see you guys soon. At night.